Guys, it's time for the Vikings. Now, starting off right away, I have to say this video in case someone's brand new. Shamar Stewart and Trey Hendrickson are not in this franchise series, as we start off right away with a DJ Turner pick on the first drive of the game and truly setting the tone. DJ Turner. So, no Shamar Stewart. No Trey Hendrickson, so just keep that in mind. Number 2, if you guys have not seen the last 2 episodes, T. Higgins got hurt on the 5th play of the first game against the Brownies. Well, he is actually coming back at halftime of this game. So he's going to be out this first half, and he will be back at halftime to start off the second half. So just keep that in mind. T is back, but he won't be back in until at least halftime. Nonetheless, though, I think you're going to see by the title of this video that we have a new superstar in the making in this game. And so far, I mean, if you've watched all 3 videos, you know dang straight, Barrett Carter has been an absolute menace. And with things going on with our team with Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart, to have a rookie step up as well as he has so far, absolutely legendary. And what's also legendary is that's the 3rd straight game in a row where Joe Burrow has a rushing touchdown. Also, I know that we're technically not supposed to be wearing that Barrett Carter. That's Barrett Carter, baby. Let's go. Barrett Carter starting off this game right as well. But we're not supposed to be wearing the white tiger in this game. I thought, you know what, whatever. Again, I'm not following that philosophy of what uniforms we're supposed to be wearing, but I might start. If you guys want me to, tell me down below. But so far I've not been doing that. I've been kind of just choosing the uniform I want / like, and it looks like we got a injury to the Minnesota Vikings here. So one of their cornerbacks is actually going to be out for the foreseeable future. Now he's not out for the game because he is sitting on the bench. 2nd and 2 though. It's an incomplete pass intended for Yoshi. We got some motion in the ocean here, and a run play, a huge run play, actually, by Chase Brown up the middle. 1st down 10 here, play action pass for Joe Burrow, and it's in and out of the hands of Jermaine Burton, which so far this year, he's actually been pretty good, okay? And in and out of the hands, again, of Jamar Chase. Now, I did see someone comment down below and said there's a lot of drops in these games. Like, that pass right there, those 2 passes back-to-back, both of those guys got absolutely slammed. So I really don't blame like Jamar Chase or Jermaine Burton for dropping those balls, because in a way they were kind of hospital balls. They got absolutely hit within milliseconds of trying to catch it. Which in real life, would Jamar Chase catch that still? Probably. Would Jermaine Burton? Probably not. So I guess it's a 50-50, but a lot of these drops we have seen so far have been because they are getting smashed the second they catch the football. Which, again, in real life, you're going to see drops like that if someone gets smashed like that. It just happens to be in Madden, drops like that happen a lot more often because they're getting hit a lot harder than real life. Easier when it's a video game. 3rd and goal here, though, for Joe Burrow, and he finds a touchdown to none other than Yoshi, as Yoshi has been very much capitalizing off the fact that there is no T. Higgins. No T. Higgins means a lot more Yoshi time, and as wide receiver too, he's been absolutely dominant as all heck. So, very proud of Yoshi, but again, like I said, you know, I'm a man of T. Higgins, so T being back is going to be a very beautiful sight. As 3rd and 9, great play right there by Cam Taylor-Britt. 4th and 2, they will go for this, and it is caught by none other than Justin Jefferson. 1st down 10 now, Bengals up by 14, but Vikings in Bengals territory, and a great run right here by Jordan Mason. You might remember his name because he used to be on the San Francisco 49ers last year. Brand new acquisition this offseason to the Minnesota Vikings. Also, keep in mind that their quarterback is J.J. McCarthy. As right there, Barrett Carter sent like a missile at J.J. McCarthy As next play later, they will run a screen pass all the way down to the 11-yard line. But J.J. McCarthy, we'll see how he does. He is a rookie. Technically not. Technically, yes. He didn't play last year due to injury, so this is his actual rookie season. And so far, they are 2-0 in this franchise. So he's definitely done, a little bit of stuff to make a name for himself. As right there, they score a touchdown, and now the score is 14-7. As yes, again, Derek Mason. Jordan Mason. Oh, wait, I freaking forgot his name for some reason. Jordan Mason went ahead and scored that touchdown. 3rd and 11 here after 2 runs that went absolutely nowhere. And that's something that we have tried a lot this year so far, is trying to run the football. Last 3 games, we've had over 28 to 30 rushing attempts a game. But so far, we haven't really had that breakout game when it comes to the run game. We don't want to throw the ball 45, 50 times in a game. We really don't. And how I have this franchise set up is that it actually limits the amount of play calls. So you can only call the same play twice. So that way we can get a little bit more into the playbooks and we can see what Zach Taylor has up his sleeve. So I did that just again to make it a little bit more. I love Chase Brown, by the way. I did that to make it a little bit more interesting, where it's not just the same play over and over again and the defense is getting shredded by it, right? So in real life, defenses will adapt. Not as much in Madden. 2nd and 10, though. We got Chase Brown up the middle for 9 yards, and maybe this is the game that Chase Brown has an absolute takeoff game this season, as Jermaine Burton has also been very much eating with the lack of T. Higgins. Right here, though, it's a pass to Mike Gesicki to the left-hand side, gain of 7 on the play. And this is a situation you don't want to be in if you're any team playing the Bengals this year. If our offense gets going and our defense gets a couple of turnovers, it's going to get very, very deadly very quickly when it comes to this. Because we have the offensive firepower to be able to smash you in the ground. Like, you're not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with us when it comes to our offensive firepower. We have too many weapons. So if our defense can play, how they've been playing so far, it's going to be a little dangerous over here in Cincinnati. As, again, we are utilizing Chase in the backfield here as a wide receiver running back duo. And, again, touchdown, Jamar Chase. I'm really loving that, by the way, utilizing him in the backfield, because it plays exactly like that. Well, we actually saw that last week. They ran that twice last week, where they put him in the backfield and they do like a little screen pass. Lordy cannot speak. Little screen pass there as Barrett Carter and Joseph Asai will combine for that sack right there. So again, Barrett Carter just having himself a day. But J.J. McCarthy trying to fight back here as again Barrett Carter is going to get him. And that's another sack for Barrett Carter in this contest. This Vikings offensive line cannot stop this Bengals defensive line. It is insanely crazy. Barrett Carter again! 3rd sack of the day. And it looks like they're going to give Joseph Asai that 1 sack where it could have been a half and half, but they're going to give it to Joseph Asai, so it looks like 3 sacks officially for Barrett Carter today, as that was just an offline pass right there intended for Jermaine Burton. 2nd down and 10 here, pass the right-hand side is caught by Mike Gesicki. Gain of 6 on the play brings up 3rd down and 4 for the Bengals. Pass play here, looking, throws, caught Jamar Chase, as that's going to get a 1st down and some. Now going almost at halftime already. I feel like this game is flying by. 1st down and 10, pass play across the middle. It's caught by Chase Brown, not Yoshi. Chase Brown, run play up the middle by Chase Brown, though. Kind of runs into his own guy, but does pick up the 1st down and some. 1st down and 10 here is going to be some motion in the ocean, and it will be caught by Mike Gesicki. But as you guys can see, these hits are kind of ruthless when it comes to this. And Jermaine Burton and Joe Burrow off the mark there. Definitely, it's like they're getting better, the Jermaine Burton, Joe Burrow experience, but it's still to a point. And by that player model for Yoshi is kind of questionable. It doesn't look that bad. But anyway, they're still off the mark. They're trying to get better at, getting that timing down. But we still see a couple times throughout this game and other games where it's like the pass will be thrown and Jermaine Burton just simply isn't there. Now, again, that will get better over time, but some of these are... It's frustrating when you see a good pass and you're like, why is Jermaine Burton not where he's supposed to be? Chase Brown, touchdown, though. But again, Jermaine Burton definitely still, he's getting better. He's getting better over time. J.J. McCarthy, though, is not, as Barry Carter gets his fourth sack of the day. And again, just absolutely domination, as we're going to see Jordan Mason here get a run up the middle. So 1st down and 10 now for the Bengals before halftime, 30 seconds to go. They're going to check it down here to Jamar Chase as he's going to get around 6 yards on the play. Still one timeout left for the Bengals as they are going to throw the ball down the field here. Wide open, Mike Gesicki. Now this will most likely result in a field goal, but they do have to take one more shot to the end zone where Joe just throws it away. 2nd down and 10 now. 13 seconds left before halftime. Up 21 in this contest. Takes another shot in the end zone. And I think, there we go. They're just going to take a field goal, take the guaranteed points, not make the same mistake they did week 1, where they got no points before halftime. Right here, though, we do have our halftime report, where it's going to go ahead and be our first game, Cleveland against the Packers. So it looks like Judkins did come back, but Kenny Pickett is still the quarterback of the Brownies. So I wonder if Shedeur Sanders, either he got benched or he got hurt. My guess is he probably got hurt, and he's probably out for a couple weeks, maybe the season. I have to check on that. 2nd quarter, though, 38 seconds to go. Texans are beating the Jaguars, who we just absolutely stomped last week. Patriots playing the Steelers, and it's going to go ahead and be Steelers leading 14-7 at halftime as Aaron Rodgers, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and DK Metcalf having a pretty good game so far. Play action pass for Joe Burrow to start the second half. Pass to the right-hand side is offline. Now, T. Higgins is officially in this ball game, so we are going to see T. Higgins now that he is officially active. I'm not sure how much they're going to utilize him in this game, like how many times Joe's going to throw at him, but he is now officially back in the game, so we'll see if he's on the limited snap count or not, or if he's on a full snap count, as he did have a rib injury week 1, which apparently, through the process, turned into an Achilles tear, or something like that, Achilles-wise, as T catches his first catch since week 1 right there. But it's something with his Achilles where he was limited and then out for like 2 weeks. So I'm not sure. I have it set up in this franchise where it's supposed to be like realistic injuries. So things that aren't really in Madden, but are in real life, I have it set up like that. So just keep that in mind. Players can get injured in practice. Players can get injured, at the end of games, before games, whatever. 3rd down and 2 here. Pass play caught by Jamar Chase across the middle, down to around the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10 now at the 20-yard line. Joe Burrow in shotgun. Pass play caught to the left-hand side here, and that's going to bring up 3 yards on the play. Another run play up the middle for Chase Brown brings up 3rd down and 2. It's going to be another pass play here for Joe Burrow. Under pressure, throws, and he throws it away. Now, of course, they're going to go for it on 4th and 2. I mean, you're up by 24 points. You might as well. And Chase Brown is not going to get it. Such a close call, too. I feel like he definitely did get it, and this is just a really bad spot. Doesn't surprise me. But so I think the 10-yard line is the first down, right? I feel like the ball crosses the 10-yard line, but they're going to say it doesn't. No challenge flag from Coach Taylor as Barry Carter gets another sack. That is his 5th sack today for Barry Carter. 5 already. That is absolutely insanity when it comes to just a crazy great game for Barry Carter here. As first down and 10 for the Bengals in good field position, already up by 24. Definitely ticked off after last week. As the last drive ended with 0 points. Never want to do that, especially in a game like this where, listen, at the end of the day, the other team can come back at any time. As a pass play right here, Micah Gesicki breaking, and it's 4th and inches. Zach Taylor does punt the ball. I don't know, man. I feel like we're getting cheated. Some of these spots are so questionable. Right there, that looked like that could have easily, and I mean easily, been a first down. Especially with the second effort right there by Mike Gesicki. I'm starting to think we're getting cheated in this ball game, boys. But you know who isn't getting cheated? Barrett Carter. That's his 6th sack today. And I think that's going to count as half a sack, so that might be 5.5 sacks today. Now, they do pick up the first down the next play later. One thing I will say, and I said this last week, and I think it's going to, so far it's showing true this week as well, we don't really do anything in the second half of these games. B.J. Hill gets a sack, though, but we don't really do anything in the second half of these games. Like, the first half, we score all of our points. We did this the first 3 weeks now. In the second half, we might score like 7 points, and that's pretty much it. Now, against certain teams, that's not going to be a problem. Against better teams like the Ravens, the Steelers, the Chiefs, if we play the Chiefs, the Bills, that's going to be a really bit of a problem. Now, we do that in real life too. It's not just a video game type of scenario. We do that in real life where we'll get a head start in the first half, and in the second half, we might only score 7 points or 10 points. Now, if your defense can hold like our defense has been able to do so far, no big deal at all, right? But when you go to the third quarter and you score 0 points, it's like things start being questionable. As Jamar Chase, okay, maybe I need to shut up. Jamar Chase beating his guy one-on-one and catching that amazing catch down the field, which will result in a Chase Brown touchdown. So, hey, we scored 7 in the third quarter. Maybe, I just jinxed it into existence, but wow, yeah. I literally just said that, they don't score in this third quarter, and Joe's like, oh, okay, we don't score in the third quarter, huh? We're not scoring in the third quarter, huh? 17 seconds, man just throws it 56 yards down the field. And it looks like now, going into the fourth quarter here, J.J. McCarthy leading somewhat of a drive. I will give him a lot of credit. There's been a lot of decent drives this game where he's gone down the field. The Bengals defense definitely have shut him down as Justin Jefferson responds to Jamar Chase's touchdown with a touchdown of his own, and he hits the gritty. First down and 10 here, and Chase Brown is tackled in the backfield for a loss of 3. So now the Bengals' main goal here is probably just to run this clock out. As right there's going to be a flag on the play, and this will be an illegal man downfield on the Cincinnati Bengals. So this is actually a penalty on Teddy K. So definitely a mistake right there. Brings up 2nd and 18, and Chase Brown, 6-yard run. So getting some hard-fought yards back after that penalty flag. 3rd and 12 here, and the Bengals run it yet again. Looked like for a second he was going to bust that away for a touchdown, but they will punt the ball back to the Vikings, and Barrett Carter with his 6.5 sack today. 6.5 is insane from a rookie right there, as that should have been intercepted. I don't even know what to say about Barrett Carter, man. He is having himself an absolute day in that backfield for the Bengals here, as that will now put him at 8.5 sacks for the season. 8.5 sacks by week 3 of this season is insane work. So shout out to Barrett Carter, because I don't know what the rookie record is for 3 weeks, but I think 8.5 sacks is definitely going to be on that list of like things you don't normally see from a rookie. 3rd down and 6, though, all day to throw the ball here, and it is caught to the right-hand side by the Vikings. Next play later, 1st down and 10, under pressure, and J.J. McCarthy seems like he's just trying to throw the ball at this point to avoid being sacked. I think at this point, I did a wide open play right there for a touchdown, and he just underthrew the ball. I think he just wants to avoid getting sacked so bad, he's just throwing it just to throw it, which sometimes does happen with rookies. You know, when they are constantly getting smashed to the ground, they're just like, you know what? I don't want to be hit anymore. So if I even about to be hit, I'm just going to throw the ball. I'm just going to throw it to somebody, and that's pretty much it. You know, he doesn't want to take a hit. He doesn't want to get smashed anymore. So, and I don't blame him. I mean, he got sacked, 6.5 times by Barrett Carter, 1 time by B.J. Hill, 1 time by Joseph Asai. He's been sacked 8.5 times just this game. When you get sacked 8.5 times in one game, you get to a point, especially when you're a young quarterback, where you're like, you know what? Fluff it. I'll just go ahead and throw the ball to nobody. I'll throw the ball in someone's range and just count it as an incompletion, because I'm tired of getting hit when I'm not going to win the game. You know, sometimes young quarterbacks think that way. So I don't blame J.J. McCarthy here. What I do blame is this delay of game, because that was stupid. No reason to have a delay of game right there, especially given the circumstance. Anyway, 3rd down and 2 now. At the 2-minute warning, we just have to run the ball out pretty much. We're not trying to score a touchdown. We're just trying to run the clock off. And for some reason, the Vikings, as we run it right here, the Vikings are going to decide to commit a offsides, which is interesting. Because at this point, I feel like, you know, the reason why we don't kneel it down, by the way, is because the game doesn't, like, they have 3 timeouts, so the game won't kneel it down. But you would think in that situation, if you're the Vikings, you're not even trying. Because, like, we're not trying to score. We're just running the ball just to run the ball. Anyway, let's take a look at the stats as we win 38-14 against the Minnesota Vikings. So, Joe Burrow having himself another day, 56 pass attempts in this game. But we did run the ball 32 times. Mike Gesicki having himself an absolute thriller. Jamar Chase being Jamar Chase. But 6.5 sacks for Barrett Carter. And I just realized we had 9 sacks total, because we had 2 half a sacks, and then we had 1. So we had 9 total sacks in that game. That is, wow. I don't even know what to say out loud. That is something else, man. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one.